Imagine discovering that your hair not only beautifies you, but also reveals deep secrets about your soul. Yes, you heard right. It's not just a question of aesthetics, but an authentic reflection of your emotional and spiritual state. Now think fast. What is your hair trying to tell you right now? Stay with us for the next few minutes as we unravel together how to interpret these signals and, more importantly, how to transform not just your appearance but your entire life. Intrigued? Then don't change the video, because the answers may be more revealing than you think. Welcome to the Eye of the Soul channel. Our hair is not just a part of our look, it carries stories and meanings that transcend eras and cultures. Since ancient times, different civilizations have attributed deep spiritual and social value to hair. For example, in ancient Egypt, hair was often linked to identity and social status, with pharaohs and nobles wearing elaborate wigs to denote power and divinity. In ancient Greece, the way someone wore their hair could indicate their position in society and even their beliefs. Long hair, often intricately bound, was a symbol of strength and nobility, while short hair could be a sign of servitude or mourning. This perception also extended to the field of philosophy and spirituality, where philosophers saw excessive hair care as a vanity to be avoided. In many indigenous cultures around the world, hair is seen as an extension of the soul. Many tribes believe that hair is connected to the earth, the cosmos, and spiritual energies, and is a conduit for spiritual communication. For this reason, haircutting or hair care rituals are often accompanied by specific ceremonies, marking important passages in a person's life. In the modern context, hair continues to be a powerful form of personal expression. Cultural and political movements, such as the Afro movement during the Civil Rights period in the United States, used hair as a symbol of resistance and racial pride. This shows how hair can be a means of protest and identity affirmation. Furthermore, today the fashion and beauty industry often uses hair as a canvas to showcase innovation and trends, which reflects its continued cultural and aesthetic importance. The way we choose to style, cut, and color our hair says a lot about who we are and how we want to be perceived by others. This understanding of hair, encompassing both the cultural and spiritual aspects, invites each of us to reflect on our own hair not just as a part of the body, but as a link that connects us to our history, culture, and spiritual identity. Through our hair, we express not only our individuality, but also our heritage and beliefs. Hair plays a vital role not only in our appearance, but also in our spiritual connection. According to various spiritual traditions, hair is considered a conductor of spiritual energy, functioning almost like an antenna that picks up and transmits cosmic energies. This concept is particularly evident in Sikhism, where followers keep their hair naturally long as a sign of respect for the perfection of God's creation. The top of the head, where hair is most abundant, is often seen as a sacred point on the human body. This location is associated with the crown chakra, an energy center which, according to Hindu beliefs, is the point of direct connection with the divine. For this reason, many spiritual practices involve the hair in this area, either through anointing rituals with sacred oils or the simple act of not cutting it, maintaining the integrity of this spiritual connection. Hairdressers and stylists do more than just take care of the aesthetics of the hair. They interact with a very sensitive point of spiritual energy. The way a hairdresser touches and treats the hair can influence not only the physical state of the hair, but also the spiritual well-being of the individual. This is why, in many cultures, hairdressers are respected not only as beauty professionals, but as guardians of a sacred space. In addition, the practice of cutting or not cutting hair can reflect specific spiritual beliefs and vows. In some religions, such as Buddhism, monks shave their hair as a sign of renunciation of worldly values and a commitment to spiritual life. This act symbolizes freedom from attachments and a dedication to mental and spiritual clarity. However, the relationship between hair and spirituality is not just a matter of tradition or religion. In everyday life, many people experience a sense of renewal or change of energy when they change the style or length of their hair. This can be seen as a way of energetically redefining the person, marking life transitions or new phases with a visible and determined change. Straight hair is often seen as the standard of ease and control, but it also tells complex stories about the personality of the person who has it. People with naturally straight hair are often perceived as more methodical and organized. There is a certain predictability to the way these hairs fall smoothly, suggesting that their owners may value order and clarity in their lives. However, this outward appearance of calm and control can sometimes hide layers of emotional complexity and even inner rebellion. Straight hair, because of its orderly nature, can be an intriguing contrast to a mind teeming with ideas and desires to break conventions. This duality between the external and the internal offers a fascinating window into the human psyche. The ease of maintenance of straight hair can also reflect how a person presents themselves to the world. Many see the simplicity of care as a reflection of an uncomplicated life. However, this ease can paradoxically indicate high self-esteem and a good emotional balance, where the individual feels comfortable and secure in their skin, without the need for constant alterations or improvements. On the other hand, when people with straight hair opt for radical changes in style, this can be indicative of a phase of transformation or a search for newness in their lives. Cutting, dyeing, or permanently altering straight hair can be a way of experimenting and expressing a new identity or phase. In addition, the way someone with straight hair chooses to style it for different occasions can reveal a lot about their priorities and their adaptability to different social contexts. A person who keeps their hair impeccably straight for formal events but leaves it naturally loose in casual settings demonstrates an ability to engage with and adapt to different social norms. While straight hair may seem simple and straightforward at first glance, it is like an open book full of nuances about a person's personality and emotional life. Just as each strand is straight, each individual carries a unique story that deserves to be told and understood in its entirety. Curly or coily hair is often celebrated for its liveliness and unique character. This type of hair is notoriously known for its tendency not to follow predictable patterns, which is reflected in a personality that values independence and originality. People with these types of hair are often seen as individuals who like to tread their own paths, defying norms and expectations. The rebellious and free nature of curly and frizzy hair can be a mirror of a mind that values creativity and innovation. These people don't just accept differences, they celebrate them, constantly looking for ways to express their identity in ways that stand out. The way curls move and behave can be compared to the dynamics of thinking outside the box, always exploring new ideas and perspectives. In addition, the care and maintenance of these types of hair can require time and dedication, which demonstrates a commitment to authenticity and self-expression. The effort to keep curly or frizzy hair in its natural form can be an act of self-love and a rejection of the pressures to conform to more conventional or easier-to-manage beauty standards. On the other hand, the struggle for acceptance and self-love is also a reality for many with curly or frizzy hair, especially in societies where beauty standards tend to favor other types of hair. This search for validation can lead to a profound process of self-knowledge and the strengthening of personal identity, as these individuals learn to value their unique characteristics. The way a person chooses to style their curly or coily hair can also reveal a lot about their personality. Someone who prefers natural, voluminous curls may be comfortable taking up more space and making bold statements, while someone who opts for more controlled styles may seek a balance between personal expression and social adaptation. Curly or coily hair is not just a style statement. It is indicative of a complex and mixed personality that values freedom, creativity, and strength. They are a symbol of resistance and pride, a celebration of diversity and the human experience. Frizzy hair may seem like a mere aesthetic detail, but it often carries a deeper meaning related to a person's emotional state. This type of hair, which often stands up against gravity, can be a visual indicator of an internal state of constant alertness, worry, or anxiety. Just as hair stands on end in response to external stimuli such as humidity or static electricity, it can also reflect internal reactions to emotional or psychological stress. People with frequently bristly hair may be more likely to live in a state of vigilance. This aspect of the hair may suggest that these individuals are always ready to react to any situation, remaining alert to possible problems or challenges. This constant state of alertness can be useful in situations that require a quick response or precaution, but it can also lead to emotional fatigue if there aren't adequate periods of relaxation. In addition, frizz can be a sign that the person is having difficulty managing worries or stress. Just as the hair seems to resist staying straight or organized, the mind may be struggling to keep thoughts organized or stay calm in stressful environments. This can be particularly evident in people who, despite their efforts to appear calm and collected, reveal their inner turmoil through their hair. The way someone deals with their frizzy hair can also offer insights into how they cope with anxiety and stress in daily life. For example, a person who uses products or styles to rigorously control frizz may be trying to impose a similar order on other areas of their life, seeking to control the variables around them to minimize uncertainty and anxiety. On the other hand, accepting naturally frizzy hair can be a sign of acceptance of your imperfections and insecurities. This acceptance can be an important step on the journey to emotional well-being, indicating a willingness to face and manage anxiety in a healthy way, without hiding behind a facade of perfection. Baldness, often seen only as a biological condition related to genetics or age, can also reflect deep aspects of a person's personality and emotional state. Losing one's hair can be interpreted as a sign of desire for freedom from pressures, oppressive authorities, or situations of excessive control. This phenomenon not only changes physical appearance, but can also indicate a period of significant transformation in an individual's life. People who experience baldness may be, on a psychological level, seeking to assert their own authority and independence. Hair loss can be seen as an unconscious rejection of the expectations imposed by others, whether in the work, family, or social environment. It's as if by losing their hair, the individual is also discarding old identities or roles that no longer serve their purpose in life. Furthermore, baldness can be an invitation to self-examination and a re-evaluation of personal values. When someone starts to lose their hair, especially early or unexpectedly, it can be a time to ponder what really matters in their lives and what changes are needed to achieve greater authenticity and personal freedom. In terms of personality, baldness can reveal a resilient and adaptable character. Bald people often develop strong self-confidence, learning to cope with loss in a way that highlights other qualities and strengths. They can cultivate a striking presence and a sense of style that transcends the presence or absence of hair. Interestingly, the way a person deals with baldness can also be revealing. Some may choose to completely accept their new appearance, treating it as a signature of their individuality. Others may seek treatments to restore their hair, which can indicate a desire to regain control or reverse changes perceived as negative. Changes in hairstyle are often much more than a simple alteration. They can be a reflection of significant internal changes in a person's life. Cutting, coloring, or altering the texture of the hair are forms of personal expression that can indicate new beginnings, phase changes, or even a deep internal transformation. When someone decides to cut their hair drastically, for example, it can symbolize a desire to break with the past and start a new stage in their life. Short haircuts can be seen as a declaration of independence and self-assertion, showing the world a new, determined, and rejuvenated side. This change can be particularly powerful after landmark events, such as the end of a relationship or a major career change. Hair color also carries deep meanings. Opting for vibrant, unconventional colors can be a way of claiming one's individuality and visibility in a world that often values conformity. This choice can reveal a personality that wants to be noticed, break patterns, and challenge expectations. On the other hand, more subtle changes, such as adding highlights, can suggest a desire for renewal and revitalization, without a complete break with the past. Such adjustments can indicate a smoother transition, a personal evolution that seeks a balance between the new and the known. Straightening one's hair, especially in people with naturally frizzy or curly hair, can reflect a search for control or a need to soften aspects of one's life that seem excessively turbulent or challenging. While this choice may be criticized by some as a conformity to dominant aesthetic standards, for others it may represent a personal choice of style and comfort. Adopting styles that require constant maintenance, such as meticulously groomed or perfectly styled hair, can indicate a personality that greatly values precision and perfection in all areas of life. This approach to hair can be a reflection of how a person organizes themselves and faces the world. Changing one's hairstyle is not just a matter of changing one's appearance. It is a powerful means of nonverbal communication, a way of telling one's story without words, allowing others to see, perhaps for the first time, who we really are or want to be. Bad hair, on the other hand, can be a visible reflection of deeper internal issues, such as personal devaluation or a lack of self-love. When someone neglects to take care of their hair, it can be an indication that they are also neglecting other important areas of life, possibly due to low self-esteem or feelings of inadequacy. This type of hair, which often appears brittle, dry, and lifeless, can be the result of a lack of attention not only to basic care, but also to nutrition and general well-being. In some cases, this can be linked to periods of intense stress or depression, where self-care becomes a low priority on the list of a person struggling with these conditions. From another point of view, the appearance of hair can be a cry for help, a request for help that has not been verbalized. People who feel they are not worthy of care or love can reflect these feelings in the way they treat their own bodies, and by extension, their hair. Neglect can be an external manifestation of an internal pain. Confronting these signs can be the first step towards recovery. Recognizing that mistreated hair can indicate deeper emotional problems is fundamental to starting on a path of healing. This involves not only caring for the hair, but also addressing the underlying emotional issues that may be causing the neglect. Recovering from mistreated hair can be as much a physical journey as an emotional one. Once a person starts to take better care of their hair, they can also learn to take better care of themselves. This process can be therapeutic and empowering when the person sees visible signs of improvement and feels motivated to continue taking care of their emotional and physical health. Bad hair is an important sign that can help identify and treat deep emotional issues. Taking care of your hair becomes a part of taking care of yourself, an important step on the journey to self-acceptance and self-love. Well-groomed hair can be a reflection of good self-esteem and a feeling of being loved and valued. When a person dedicates time and effort to keeping their hair healthy and beautiful, it often indicates that they also value and care for themselves holistically, demonstrating a commitment to their own image. This care is deeply connected to the feeling of self-worth. People who feel good about themselves tend to adopt grooming routines that reinforce this positive perception. Grooming can be an important part of a daily ritual that reaffirms self-acceptance and respect for personal needs. In addition, the way a person treats their hair can be an expression of the love they receive from others. Feeling loved and supported by friends and family can encourage self-care practices, including maintaining hair health. This emotional support is important, as it reinforces the feeling of deserving care and attention. Well-groomed hair can also convey an image of competence and confidence to the outside world. In a professional or social environment, personal presentation can influence how others perceive and interact with a person. Therefore, keeping hair in good condition can help project an image of someone who is conscientious and respectful of themselves and others. For those who have gone through periods of low self-esteem or emotional challenges, reaching the point of taking good care of their hair can represent a significant achievement. It can mark a phase of recovery or personal renewal, symbolizing a return to self-love and self-care. Well-groomed hair is more than a sign of physical health. It is a manifestation of emotional health. They reflect an inner balance that extends beyond the visual, touching on the essence of how a person sees and values themselves. Taking care of your hair thus becomes an act of self-love and a celebration of your own life and happiness. Now, hair that starts to turn white prematurely can be an indication that a person is sacrificing too much for others, often neglecting their own well-being. This phenomenon, known as premature balding, not only changes the color of the hair, but can also signal a need to reevaluate personal priorities and learn to take better care of oneself. The appearance of gray hair at a young age is often surprising and can lead to deep reflections on lifestyle and stress. In many cultures, gray hair is seen as a sign of wisdom and experience, but when it appears early, it can be a warning of health or emotional issues, such as chronic stress, which is known to affect hair pigmentation. Accepting gray hair, especially when it appears early, can be a challenging process that involves recognizing and facing personal limits. For some people, this can mean an acceptance of the passage of time and their own limitations, while for others, it can be an impetus for significant changes in the way they deal with responsibilities and pressures. In addition, people who choose not to camouflage their gray hair and accept it as part of their appearance are often making a statement of comfort with their identity and an acceptance of their own maturity. This can be seen as a sign of self-confidence and acceptance of one's life story, including the most challenging parts. However, for those who choose to dye their hair white, this decision can also be seen as a way of maintaining a youthful and active image, reflecting a desire to remain engaged and visible in a society that often values youth. This choice can reveal a struggle against aging and all that it represents in terms of change and transition. Premature white hair is a mirror of a person's life experiences, their stresses, and how they choose to cope with them. Recognizing and understanding the significance of these hairs can be an important step towards self-knowledge and a more balanced and conscious life. A person's emotional states can have a direct and visible impact on the health of their hair. Prolonged periods of stress and anxiety, for example, not only affect the mind and body, but can also lead to brittle, dry, and lifeless hair. This phenomenon occurs because stress can affect the hair growth cycle, resulting in hair loss or thinning hair. During these challenging periods, the body can prioritize resources for vital functions, neglecting to support hair health. In addition, stress can lead to unhealthy habits, such as a poor diet and insufficient sleep, which further contribute to the deterioration of hair health. This interaction shows how interconnected our emotional and physical health are. Conversely, periods of contentment and love generally promote a healthier and more vibrant appearance of the hair. When a person is happy and emotionally balanced, their body functions more efficiently, including nourishing and growing hair. Feelings of love and joy stimulate the release of hormones, such as serotonin and oxytocin, which can have positive effects on hair health. The relationship between emotional state and hair health is a fascinating example of how the outside can reflect the inside. Furthermore, becoming aware that hair can be indicative of internal health can encourage individuals to seek not only hair treatments, but also stress management and emotional health strategies. Learning to take care of the body and mind can, in turn, be reflected in healthier, more beautiful hair. Thus, the connection between internal states and hair health highlights the importance of a holistic approach to contentment. Looking after your hair can be an integral part of self-care, a practice that benefits the whole person, both inside and out. Hair can be a valuable form of analysis for self-knowledge, offering insights into a person's physical, emotional, and even spiritual health. By observing changes in the hair, individuals can identify aspects of their lives that may need attention or adjustment. This process of understanding and connecting with one's body can be an important step towards personal development. Often, changes in hair are one of the first visible signs of changes in health or emotional state. For example, an increase in hair loss can indicate excessive stress or nutritional deficiencies, while shinier, livelier hair can reflect a period of happiness and balance. Recognizing these signs allows people to take proactive steps to address the underlying causes, whether by adjusting their diet, increasing relaxation, or seeking emotional support. In addition, the way we choose to style and care for our hair can reveal a lot about our identity and self-image. Style choices can reflect how we see ourselves and how we wish to be seen by others, providing a visual expression of our personality and values. Experimenting with different styles and colors can be a way of exploring different aspects of our personality, helping us to better understand who we are and what we value. The process of caring for your hair can also be a meditative and mindfulness practice, an opportunity to be present and engaged with your own body. This moment of care can serve as a break in the daily routine, a time dedicated exclusively to self-care, which can improve your personal satisfaction. Learning to accept and love your hair, especially if it differs from conventional beauty standards, can also be an act of self-acceptance. This step is fundamental in developing healthy self-esteem and building a relationship of respect and affection with your own body. Using hair as a means of self-knowledge is about understanding and responding to the messages the body sends us. It's a path to discovering more about our health, our emotions, and our essence. This is the time to look at your hair not just as a part of your appearance, but as a reflection of your emotional and spiritual state. By observing how your hair looks today, you can begin to understand more deeply what is going on inside you. Is your hair healthy, shiny, and full of life? Or does it look tired, brittle, and lifeless? These observations can be valuable indications of your general well-being. Consider what your hair might be trying to tell you. Changes in the texture, growth, or quality of your hair can reflect changes in your life, your feelings, and your health. Being aware of these signs can be the first step towards promoting a better balance between your body, mind, and spirit. If you notice something unusual with your hair, it may be time to evaluate other aspects of your life. How is your stress level? Are you taking care of your diet and maintaining an exercise routine? How are your moments of rest and leisure? Adjusting these factors can not only improve the health of your hair, but also your quality of life as a whole. What's more, this reflection can be an invitation to internal changes that can bring greater balance. Small adjustments to your daily routine, learning new ways to manage stress, or simply dedicating more time to self-care can have significant impacts. This is also a time to take action. If you identify with any of these issues, take it as a sign to initiate changes, both internal and external. Look for resources that can help you take better care of yourself, and remember that taking care of your hair is also a way of taking care of your emotional and spiritual health. Share your own experiences, struggles, and victories in the comments. How does your hair reflect your personal journey? What have you discovered about yourself through caring for your hair?